Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your TLC pay-per-view and some other breaking wrestling news, and also congratulations to the Atlanta Falcons. They win another game this week. And to the Saints, they even won, and to the Cowboys, who win in overtime by 3 points. The last possession field goal. And on to the wrestling news. Official Twitter feed of California-based independent promotion Knox Pro Entertainment has announced that Alexander Xander Jones has signed a developmental contract with WWE. He competed in his last match for the Indie League on Saturday. And WWE has also signed California's women wrestler Davina Rose to a developmental deal. She will likely be reporting to NXT in Tampa, Florida soon, as well as Xander Jones. Davina is a regular in Shimmer and is a protege of former WWE diva Serena Deeb. The Shimmer Facebook page wrote the following, quote, "Congrats to Davina Rose as she moves on to the next stage of her career. Best wishes from all of us," unquote. Shimmer's Dave Prazak tweeted the following on his Twitter account, quote, "Congrats to quote, congrats to It's Diva Davina Rose, and legit best wishes in all of your future endeavors. The sky is the limit," unquote. And now for your TLC pre-show results. Scott Stafford and Mustache Free Matt Striker introduced the show from ringside and hyped the Big Show versus Sheamus match. Backstage segment, Booker T spoke with Sheamus, who said he can't get the image of Big Show smirking at him out of his head. Booker told him that he has a chance to make up for all that and handed him a chair. A video recapped the six-man tag storyline in a dark match. Prior to the pay-per-view, JTG defeated David Otunga. I'm going to start calling him the O-lister instead of the A-lister because he's over. The announcer spoke more and then turned it over to Michael Coleslaw and Josh Matthews, who hyped the Slammy Awards for Raw, and the Wrestler of the Year was chosen announced by Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine, CM Punk. And they gave the award for Best Dancer of the Year to Brodus Clay. They have also a WWE website exclusive video of the year to the footage of Jerry Lawler being interviewed after returning home from his heart attack. The crowd chant of the year is Feed Me More. The upset of the year, Slammy and the Diva of the Year were given out. AJ was named Diva of the Year. Wow, how uneventful. I am surprised that they didn't save the Diva of the Year for Raw rather than just lumping it with a bunch of random awards. Santa's Helper Battle Royal to become the #1 contender. The entrants include Tamina, Alicia Fox, Oksana, Layla, Cameron, Naomi, Natalya, Caitlyn, and Layla. Well, my favorite would have been Caitlyn or Natalya to win. Neither one of them did. And Eve sat on commentary to watch the event. Layla was eliminated first. After a series of forgettable between-the-rope eliminations, the match came down to Tamina, Caitlyn, and Cameron. The latter pair eliminated Tamina in a surprising finish. Naomi drop-kicked Caitlyn off the ring apron for the win. So it wasn't Cameron. It was Naomi. The Funkadactyls. Naomi won the Divas Battle Royal to earn a title shot on the pay-per-view later on TLC. The announcers ran through other meaningless Slammy awards. Daniel Bryan won the Tweet of the Year. Zack Ryder won the Best Online Show. Bryan also won the Facial Hair of the Year. Big Show won Betrayal of the Year. Congrats to WWE for coming up with the most meaningless awards of the year. These awards are a joke. They should be pushing the pay-per-view, not racing through the awards that even they obviously don't even care about. A video recapped the John Cena, AJ, Dolph Ziggler saga and Vicky Guerrero. To enter the there was a contest giving out a WWE 13 video game from ProWrestling.net. And they were saying on there, if you won, specify which game system you have. And they will send it either on Wii or PS3 only. Check out the live coverage of TLC at your own risk. And back to the pay-per-view, which starts out. The show opened with Lillian Garcia asking the fans to stand while they tolled the bell 26 times for the lives lost in Newton, Connecticut. The fans remained silent and offered a polite round of applause afterwards. A very classy move by WWE. TLC video aired. Michael Cole saw Jerry Lawler and JBL were on commentary. Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara versus Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow in a tables match to become #1 contenders to the tag titles. And to me, this was the most boring match of the evening. I mean, the Divas match was better than this match, but it was quick. Sandow and Rhodes cut a promo on the stage. Most importantly, Cody has not shaved his mustache. He mocked the fans of having ridiculous-looking facial hair. All 4 wrestlers were in the ring at the same time for the gimmick match. Only one wrestler has to go through the table to end the match. We allowed Cody's mustache chant started, and Coleslaw noted that it was trending worldwide on Twitter. How could it not be? Late in the match, Sin Cara tried to springboard off the ropes onto Sandow, but Rhodes recovered and pushed him backwards through 2 tables on the floor. End of the match. Cody and Damian Sandow defeated Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara in the tables match to become #1 contenders to the WWE Tag Titles in 9 minutes 20 seconds. Dang, that was a wild bump from Sin Cara. I'm surprised to see a bump that dangerous on WWE show, but it is after all TLC. He could have easily overshot the table. A handheld camera promo for the Shield was shown. WWE is learning a lesson the hard way when it comes to handing out awards before the year ends. They gave out the best tweet earlier tonight, but clearly it belongs to @Dustin_Rhodes1, who tweeted, "Get up, mustache," during his brother's match. Antonio Cesaro versus R-Truth for the U.S. title. Cesaro dominated the match and applied a hold that kept Truth on the mat for quite a bit during the match. And the crowd seemed to get restless in this dragged-on match. However, there was also a good pop when Cesaro hit the neutralizer for the win. After the match, Matt Striker entered the ring and asked Cesaro what his response to the fan dislike of him. Cesaro said he's the best U.S. champion ever, so the fans are booing their own country when they boo him. He said they have no respect for their country or themselves. Antonio Cesaro pinned R-Truth, who was cut open during the match, and I'll give you details on that. The match took like 6 minutes 40 seconds. I'm sure the veteran WWE officials love the long hold that Cesaro applies during his matches, but the live crowds don't feel the same. You can recondition an audience to appreciate that in this instant gratification era. A video promoted the WWE Week on USA Network. The announcers set up a tribute to the Truth video that featured soldiers wishing their friends and family well. Backstage, Josh Matthews interviewed Dolph Ziggler, who received a mix of cheers and boos. Ziggler vented about being forced to defend his Money in the Bank contract. He said it doesn't make any sense. He said Cena's star will fall as his own career rises. Mark my words, tonight everything changes, as Ziggler said. I like the closing line was pretty good. It could be an empty promise or some serious foreshadowing. It left me wondering if Dolph is aligned with the Shield after all. The Miz came to the ring, where the Miz TV was waiting. He introduced his guest of 3MB, Jinder Mahal, Heath Slater, and Drew McIntyre, and his guests or as his guest. The announcers mocked them. JBL said they don't have music or dreadful horrible. He also pointed out that 3MB is on a winning streak in the ring. The trio entered the ring and played air guitar. 3MB claimed to be better than Jay-Z, which drew some boos from his hometown fans. Slater announced that they will perform live during the Slammy Awards on Raw. Miz said today they will set the all-time bathroom break record for the Slammies. They mocked the Spanish broadcast team for not speaking English. The trio went to ringside. Slater said that they better not be talking bad about them in their foreign Mexican voices. Ricardo Rodriguez ran out to help the announcers. 3MB backed Ricardo against the ring apron. Alberto Del Rio ran out and made the save and attacked 3MB members, but he was eventually outnumbered. They took him inside the ring. Miz got up and attacked 3MB. Miz and Del Rio cleared 3MB from the ring. Slater challenged Del Rio and Miz to find a partner to face him in a match. Miz said that's not a problem. The fans chanted for Zack Ryder. Miz stopped to listen to them for a moment. He said they will find a partner and the beating 3MB receives will be awesome. Heck, I was thinking they already had the three members because Ricardo is an actual wrestler. What? To my surprise, later on, you'll find out who their mystery partner was. And that made it another boring match. Not as boring as the Sandow match. Alberto Del Rio turned babyface because of 3MB. I'm fine with him turning, but I thought it would be for something better than an impromptu six-man tag with 3MB. Honestly, I'm speechless. Okay, back to the Miz. Miz was saying he stopped to listen to 3MB for a moment, and then he said he will find a partner and beating 3MB receives will be awesome. An ad for the Royal Rumble and focus on The Rock. Backstage segment. Daniel Bryan spoke with Kane. Who asked if they were all on the same page. Bryan said he doesn't like the Phoebe Moore chants because he hates when people repeat themselves. Kane told him that the bodies will be broken in the TLC match and they will be the ones to do the breaking. He said if Ryback is hungry, they will feed him the Shield. Bryan said yes, yes, repeatedly. Backstage, Matt Striker interviewed Wade Barrett. He said Kofi Kingston has 9 lives, but the Wildcat will be neutered by the barrage. WWE would be a better place if I never heard them force the Wildcat or Barrett's barrage down our throats ever again. Okay, Kofi Kingston versus Wade Barrett for the IC title. Barrett jumped out to a fast start. Kingston came back with some signature moves, including the SOS for a 2 count at 6 minutes in. Barrett came back with a swinging slam on Kingston for a close 2 count of his own. Kofi hits a high crossbody. Barrett rolled through and got a near fall. Barrett complained that he had the 3 count. Barrett performed a swinging slam again for another 2 count. Barrett set up for his finisher. Kingston hit Trouble in Paradise out of nowhere and got the win. And the match took 8 minutes 15 seconds. And retains his Intercontinental title. A good match was a back and forth near falls. The announcers were all over the place during the match. Rather than focus on Kingston's first wave of offense, they started talking about how many Slammies they'd each won. The loss for Barrett isn't crippling by any means. It's all in a follow-up. I'm hopeful the feud will continue. CM Punk and Paul Heyman were introduced upstairs in one of the box offices. They were standing in luxury box, like I was just saying, and he said he's a fan of the Shield, even though he's not affiliated with them. He boasted that he started the year as WWE Champion and will finish the year that way. At ringside, Cole said today is 392 days of Punk's reign. Clearly, WWE is saving the more meaningful 6-man tag match for later in the show. Okay, maybe not. I assume the placement of the TLC match here means the Shield will go over and we could get something newsworthy out of the World Heavyweight championship title picture. By the way, 71% of the .net poll from ProWrestling.net predicted that the Shield will go over, and only 29% expected Ryback, Kane, and Bryan to win. And I was one of the ones that actually did vote for the Shield, because that would boost their ratings and what have you. So we get a 6-man tag: Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns versus Ryback, Daniel Bryan, and Kane in a 6-man TLC match. The Shield entered through the crowd and wore the same gear that they've been wearing. Goldberg chant started early for Ryback. Ambrose stood out early by landing on his feet when he was flipped over, and then when he hit a drop kick, Ryback had his time to shine when he double suplexed Rollins and Ambrose onto a ladder in the ring. Reigns came back in and took a shot at Ryback to stop his momentum. The Shield took Ryback to ringside and performed their triple powerbomb on Ryback through the Spanish announcer's table. As they were celebrating, Bryan performed a suicide dive onto the trio. Bryan had a brief flurry, but he lost out to the numbers game, and Kane came in to save Bryan from a 3 count. Bryan brawled with Rollins in the ring, but Ambrose entered the ring and helped cut off Bryan's offense. Bryan was slammed onto a chair. Cole said the Shield just have too many guys. JBL pointed out Cole's stupidity by noting that it was 3-on-3. JBL praised the strategy of the Shield for double and triple teaming their opponents whenever possible. JBL then said it's a 3-on-3 fair fight and a battle. He said the Shield are absolutely dominating. Cole noted that Reigns was at ringside making sure Kane and Ryback didn't recover, while Ambrose and Rollins worked over Bryan in the ring, and they set up a table on top rope and performed a double superplex on Bryan. Kane recovered and broke up a pin attempt. At 14 minutes in, there was a great spot by Kane I've never seen him do before. They had the table sprawled across the turnbuckles, straight across. Kane stood on the top and gave a clothesline off the top of the table to set up over the ropes, and then with a choke slam on Ambrose onto a chair. Kane went for a cover, but the pin was broken up. Kane ended up at ringside. Reigns left out a primal scream and speared Kane through the timekeeper's barricade. This is awesome chant started with a group of fans. Back inside the ring, Bryan applied the yes lock, Borgasm lock, on Ambrose, but Rollins made the save to break that up. Bryan put the hold on Rollins, but Reigns broke it up. Bryan put the move on Reigns, but Ambrose broke it up. Rollins and Ambrose roughed up Bryan to set up a chair spot. It was a great spot with Bryan's head being driven into the chair that was set up in the ring. Ryback made his return into the ring at 17 minutes 15 seconds and went on offense. He threw Rollins into Ambrose at ringside and then focused on Reigns. Ryback set up a powerbomb through a chair, but Ambrose ran in to make the save. Ryback speared Ambrose and a short time later, and Ryback hit the meatlock clothesline on Ambrose while the crowd chanted, "Feed me more. Feed me more." Ryback scooped up Ambrose and put him down with a shell shock. Ryback went for the cover, but the other two Shield members broke it up. Announcers raved about the match and what a battle it was. And it won't end, Lawler said. The Shield and Ryback fought to the stage, where there were tables, ladders, and chairs set up as part of the set, along with the chairs that hung from the top. Remember last year's all the chairs one of the years that John Cena and somebody was, and they fell all on top of them. I thought it was going to be a repeat at first. Well, Ambrose and Reigns placed Ryback onto a table. Rollins climbed halfway up the huge ladder. Reigns and Ambrose went back towards the ring. Ryback recovered and climbed up the ladder. Ryback threw Rollins off the ladder and through some tables below. Took him out of the action. Back inside the ring, Reigns and Ambrose teamed up to powerbomb Bryan through a table. Reigns pinned Bryan to win the match. The replay showed Rollins hit his head hard on one of the tables when he took the bump off the ladder. The other two helped him up. Rollins appeared to be out of it, though it was hard to say how much of it was selling Ryback's offense. So the Shield defeated Ryback, Dan O'Brien, and Kane in 22 minutes 45 seconds. Holy crap! I don't overuse that pro wrestling cliche. That was an awesome brawl. Ambrose really shined, and that's the type of match one would expect him to thrive in. Great thing about him is that the manic and crazed persona he has on the mic was matched with his intensity in the ring. He certainly wasn't the only person to shine. This match actually exceeded the hype and the high expectations of the hardcore fans. And next up we have Eve versus Naomi for the WWE Divas Championship. Camera showed Brodus Clay and Cameron watching from backstage. Clay was dressed in purple gear and looked like Grimace from McDonald's fame. Eve won her with her neck breaker and then posed for the cameraman. I just call him the paparazzi. And the match only took 3 minutes 10 seconds. The match served its purpose in that it gave the fans a chance to come down from the insanity of the TLC match. Honestly, it may have not gone on long enough. Some of us are still trying to catch their breath. Backstage segment. Matchmaker interviewed Choke. Well, it's a big slow. Who said Sheamus' Irish eyes won't be smiling? They're going to be closed shut. The placement of the World Championship match leaves me even more open to the possibility of a Dolph Ziggler cash-in prior to this match with Cena. I was talking to my buddy Robert during this match about that. He said, nah, because they were screw up the match. Well, after all, card subject to change on tickets. It could be likely just become a title match if he was to win. That was that could have been a possible idea. So we get Big Show versus Sheamus in a chairs match for the World Heavyweight title. Show had a prolonged run of offense. Sheamus came back with a flurry of punches, but Show chokeslammed him for a 2 count. Show remained in control and set up a pair of chairs in the ring. Sheamus came back and performed white noise onto 2 chairs and got a 2 count of his own. Sheamus went for the road kick, but Show avoided it. Sheamus got caught up with his leg on the top rope when he tried to do the road kick. Show clocked him for the WMD. Show covered Sheamus, who kicked out at the last moment. Really good tease for the road kick and a great near fall. Big Show pulled out a giant chair, strictly made for the match, I guess, and struck Sheamus over the back with it, and the match is over. And he gets a pinfall. The match took 14 minutes 20 seconds for him to retain the WWE World Heavyweight title. Wow, this chair was huge. I mean, super wide. I mean, the chair could have covered Sheamus's whole back. I wish they would have gone with a knockout punch while Sheamus was hung up in the ropes. That was a much of a better moment than Show using an oversized chair to get the win. Aside from the finish, these two continued to work well together, and there was no sign of Ziggler. So it looks like we're just going to get the main event match. Backstage segment. AJ approached John Cena dressed in his t-shirt. She apologized to him for everything that has happened on Raw. She said she went a little, after the whole Vicky thing happened. Cena then said she could thank him after the match when she takes the Money in the Bank contract from Dolph. She skips away and he shook his head. Alberto Del Rio with Ricardo Rodriguez. The Miz and the Brooklyn Brawler as a mystery partner versus Heath Slater, Drew McIntyre, and Jinder Mahal as the 3MB. Miz gave Brawler a big build-up before introducing him. The Miz was more excited than the live crowd. Brawler wore his Brooklyn Nets jersey. Brawler got a better reaction when the Miz worked the crowd prior to tagging him in late in the match. This was This was a internet issue match. Kept fading in and out. Brawler applied a Brooklyn Crab on Mahal and got the win. Brooklyn Brawler Alberto Del Rio and The Miz defeated 3MB in 3 minutes 20 seconds. Heck, I thought the 3MB was actually going to get the win with the legend. Heath Slater getting the win off of a legend. When this was a type of match, don't even mind the Brawler showing up. Even though it really didn't do anything for me from a nostalgia standpoint, I do mind that they turned Del Rio and Ricardo for this. A video set up the main event. Dolph Ziggler versus John Cena for the Money in the Bank contract. Cena came up early on with a cut around his right eye. Cena blew off the ref a couple of times when he wanted to check on the eye. At 8 minutes 30 seconds in, Ziggler applied a sleeper. Cena powered up and tried to climb up the ladder with Ziggler on his back. Cena went out and they both fell through a table that was set up in the ring. Dolph came up with a cut on his left thigh. He tried to climb a rickety ladder. Cena recovered and picked up the ladder, and Ziggler put Ziggler in attitude adjustment position. When he flipped the ladder to ringside, Dolph slipped off and remained in the ring. Yeah, it was like a counter. There were dueling chants. Cena sucks. Let's go, Cena. At 11 minutes 50 seconds in, Cena applied the STF. Dolph reached the ropes and then tapped out. Announcers quickly pointed out that submissions don't count in a ladder match. At 14 minutes in, Cena went for the attitude adjustment. Still with the internet going in and out. Portion of the pay-per-view that we get online. So I had to go back and forth between my big screen PS3 with the GBYN or GBW, Global Backyard Wrestling Network site. And also ringside news on my other computer, my laptop that I'm having here. Ziggler slipped out of Cena's move and delivered a pretty good DDT. Ziggler then sets up a ladder and reached the briefcase with his fingertip, but Cena recovered and battled up the other side of the ladder. Later, Cena performed a head scissors and flipped Ziggler, like a Hurricane Rana, into a table that was already set up in a corner. And I was talking to my buddy Robert again, said they still got another chance. They could break the other part of the ladder. 19 minutes in, they traded blows in the ring that had one broken table and another that was popped up in a corner. Yet broken at the bottom, Cena hoisted up Ziggler on his shoulders, but Ziggler grabbed a chair and slammed him into Cena's leg a couple of times. Dolph went for a superplex and missed. Cena hit the attitude adjustment, but Ziggler tumbled to the floor. And you get the distraction from Vicky Guerrero coming out and stood over Cena with a chair. AJ ran out and beat up Vicky. Briefly, AJ stood over Vicky and did Cena's "You Can't See Me" 5-knuckle shuffle routine. Set up the ladder as a smiling AJ skipped around the ring. Cena climbed the ladder. AJ suddenly turned on Cena, pushes the ladder over. Cena ricocheted off the ropes and into Ziggler's super kick. AJ scowled at Cena, stared down. She looked at Ziggler with a crazy look and turned it into a brief smile. Ziggler looked surprised as AJ skips to the back. Ziggler climbed the ladder and retrieved a briefcase to win the match. Ziggler celebrated his win. Cena got to his feet and was smirking as the show goes off the air. So Dolph Ziggler defeated John Cena in 23 minutes and 10 seconds. That beats the hell out of Cena and AJ making out. I don't think all of this nonsense with those two and Vicky was worth it in retrospect. But at least they have AJ set up as a heel again. Cena and Ziggler worked a good ladder match together, but nothing came close to being as good as the 6-man TLC match. Overall, it was a show that lived up to the high expectations for match quality. It wasn't the most newsworthy show aside from AJ turn, and I really don't think that the turn was enough to warrant the replacement of the ladder match over TLC match in the main event slot. Nevertheless, WWE closed out their pay-per-view year on a positive note. After the TLC pay-per-view went off the air, John Cena apologized to the fans for losing the ladder match and asked everyone to go home safe. Also at TLC, WWE went with the decision to turn Alberto Del Rio babyface. 3MB were picking on the Spanish announced team for not speaking English, which prompted Ricardo Rodriguez to come out. 3MB proceeded to bully Rodriguez until Del Rio came out and made the save. And that set up the six-man tag for later in the evening, with 3MB facing The Miz, Del Rio, and their mystery partner, legendary Jobber Brooklyn Brawler, who actually won the match. R-Truth suffered a nasty gash on his knee during his U.S. title match with Antonio Cesaro. He posted a photo on the cut, which can be viewed at twitter.com/RonKillings. I didn't catch where the injury occurred myself. It was one of the only standard matches on the show, minus the tables, and ladders, and chairs. It's a pretty nasty cut, so keep that in mind before you view the image. Again, John Cena was actually cut open, and supposedly Dolph Ziggler had a cut on him too, but I didn't see nothing on Dolph Ziggler. And I'll give you an update on Randy Orton's injury tomorrow whenever I do the Raw report. Stay tuned. Same Shreveport time, same Shreveport channel. And that is your Shreveport Connection.